Hey YouTube, it's Jimmy here in a video, and this is going to be a video on the but TNA Lockdown 2014 highlights prediction or highlights results review thing. And I didn't get to catch the first hour. I thought it started at 9 for some reason. And first started out with Kazarian, Christopher Daniels, and Chris Sabin versus the Great Muta, Sonata, and Yasu, whoever those, I don't know those Japanese guys. But the Great Muta ended up getting the win, or the Japanese guys ended up winning. Sonata hit a moonsault on Christopher Daniels for the win. The next match was Mr. Anderson versus Samuel Shaw, and this match ended up having Samuel Shaw choking out Mr. Anderson as Christy Hemme looks on, and Shaw walks out of the cage and wins or whatever. And then the next match, or there's talking about, this is another big thing. EC3 came out, and you know how I already made a video on this, but Kurt Angle was supposed to have a match with him, but he got injured, so he made an issue challenge to anyone on the roster. Bobby Lashley comes out and returns to TNA, but EC3 says he knows that he doesn't have a contract, whether keeps running his mouth, and then Bobby Lashley ends up giving him a spear, and then does his pose or whatever. But that was pretty cool. I didn't get to see that, but yeah. And then here's where I started watching Manic versus Tigre Uno, and Tigre ended up hitting the saber-tooth splash from the top rope, some kind of finishing move of his. I didn't get to catch the very end of it, but like I was watching the match. And then yeah, that was a good match from what I saw of it. I'm going to give that a 4.5 out of 5. And then next match was just a phenomenal match. Last man standing cage match. All these matches were in a cage too, by the way. And this one was Gunner versus James Storm. And at the end, Gunner did a suplex from the top rope through 2 chairs. And then Gunner made it up at 9 using a chair to help raise him up. I'm going to give that match a 5 out of 5. That match was just great. And then Knockouts title match, Gail Kim versus Madison Rayne. And Madison Rayne hit a spear from the top rope and winning the match and retaining her title. Oh yeah, predictions. I knew the Japanese guys would win, so that's 1-0. And then Samuel Shaw, I thought he would win 2-0. Tigre, 3-0. Gunner, 4-0. Gail Kim and Madison Rayne, 4-1. But yeah, Madison Rayne retains, and yeah, I'm gonna give that match a 4.25. And James Storm debuted some new attire. I don't really say debut, but he has pants now, and it's sort of weird seeing him with pants. And then next we had Magnus versus Samoa Joe for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, and this match had a BS ending. At the end, Samoa Joe was choking out Magnus, and then an arm rips through and grabs Samoa Joe and pulls him under the ring. And then for a second, everyone's just looking around, Magnus is looking around, and then Samoa Joe comes out with this crazy look on his face, and then beats the crap out of Magnus. But in the back, out of the corner, Abyss comes out. I knew it was Abyss when I saw that arm, like I knew that was his jacket. And Abyss hit Samoa Joe with Janice, and then he hit Black Hole Slam, and then Magnus was making a confused face, and then he smiled, and then Magnus did the choke, and makes Samoa Joe, or what, he didn't really tap, but he was already out after that Black Hole Slam. And yeah, that was a good match, but I didn't like the ending. Overall, I'm going to give that 4.25. And then next was the Lethal Lockdown. This match was just great. First was to come out was MVP and Austin Aries, and then Robbie E came out, and then Eddie Edwards, and then what's his face, Jesse Goddard came out, and then Eddie Edwards, and then Bobby Roode, and then Will-O-Wisp comes out, Jeff Hardy, whatever, on top of the cage, and the lights go out, the Will-O-Wisp theme song play, because Jeff Hardy was banned or whatever, so Will-O-Wisp makes this noise, cameras go on him, he does the swanton, and the weapons come down, then the Lethal Lockdown starts, and then Dixie Carter comes out and says Bully Ray is her insurance policy and her backup plan or whatever. He is the special guest referee, and the match went back and forth. At one part, Austin Aries did a 450 splash and landed on a trash can, and Jeff Hardy rolled out of the way. That was just crazy. And then at one part, Robbie E was in the Tree of Woe, and Jesse Goddard was with a trash can on his head, sitting down, and then Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards did like a coast to coast thing, crushed the trash can. It was pretty freaking cool. And then one part, Austin Aries did like a brain buster on Davey Richards on the chair. That was just nuts. And then at the end, Bobby Roode was trying to put MVP through a table, and then Bully Ray gets in the ring, and Roode yells in his face, shoves Bully Ray, and then he puts MVP down, or they're just going back and forth, and then MVP hits a kick, a Yakuza kick, and Bully Ray pins him. So MVP gains control of TNA, and that's just awesome. I was hoping that would happen, so that makes me 6-1 on predictions, and 5-1 on Magnus. So yeah, and then Team MVP wins. So we'll have to see what happens Thursday. And at the end, Dixie Carter's yelling at Bully Ray, and then Spud drags her away, and then Roode gets up, and then Bully Ray power bombs him through a table, and then the pay-per-view goes off. But good pay-per-view, way better than what they've been putting on. This is a really good show. I really liked it. Overall, I'm going to give this show, the last match, 5 out of 5. And I don't think I rated Magnus 4.25. So overall, I'm going to give this show a 9. I'm just going to give it a 9. But it was good, and you should definitely try to check out the Lethal Lockdown. That was really good. And then James Storm and Gunner, those was really good. But overall, you should definitely check it out. And that's about it. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. Bye.